Picture yourself gazing upon Earth, a blue gem adrift in the dark, where oceans swirl, mountains rise, and hidden worlds teem with life. Here, water flows, air breathes, and existence unfolds in fragile harmony, an oasis of improbable vitality against the vast silence of space. But what if this breathtaking perfection, this intricate dance of life and physics, is not merely a cosmic accident, a statistical fluke in an unimaginably large universe? What if Earth is more than just a lucky draw from an infinite cosmic deck? The initial premise that whispers through the annals of ancient texts and the cutting edge of modern science asks a profound question. Is our home a meticulously crafted haven, a designer planet, rather than a cosmic accident, an intentional creation rather than a random outcome? The idea challenges our most fundamental assumptions, inviting us to peer beyond the veil of accepted scientific narratives and consider the possibility that the very ground beneath our feet, the air we breathe, and the stars we gaze upon might bear the unmistakable signature of deliberate engineering on a grand, perhaps even cosmic scale. It suggests that Earth's unparalleled capacity to harbor life might stem from a blueprint, a grand design conceived by intelligences far beyond our comprehension, long before humanity ever conceived of charting the stars. One of the most compelling pieces of this cosmic puzzle is Earth's position within what scientists term the Goldilocks zone. Not too hot, not too cold, but just right. A delicate orbital sweet spot around our sun. This perfect distance ensures the existence of liquid water, the fundamental solvent of life as we know it, allowing it to remain stable across vast oceans and permeate every living cell. Veer too close to our star, and the oceans would boil away into a searing, lifeless steam, leaving a scorched wasteland of barren rock. Drift too far, and all water would freeze into solid, unyielding ice, locking away life's essential ingredient in an eternal frozen winter. But beyond just temperature, the Goldilocks zone encompasses a broader set of conditions that seem almost tailor-made for our particular brand of carbon-based life. Earth's orbit is remarkably stable, its eccentricity low, meaning seasonal variations are gentle and predictable, fostering consistent climates over millennia. This stable, near-circular path is absolutely crucial for the continuous evolution and diversification of life, preventing the erratic, sterilizing swings in temperature and radiation that would otherwise render a planet uninhabitable. The sheer, unwavering consistency of this orbital dance, maintaining a narrow temperature window for billions of years, seems less like random fortune and more like a carefully calibrated mechanism, a foundational parameter set with a singular purpose: to sustain a thriving biosphere. Furthermore, our star, the Sun, is not just any star. It is a stable G-type main sequence star, burning steadily for billions of years without the violent flares, unpredictable pulsations, or short, destructive lifespans of other stellar types. Many stars, particularly the smaller M dwarfs, are prone to intense, frequent bursts of radiation that would strip away any nascent atmosphere, sterilizing planets in their habitable zones. Larger, more massive stars, while brilliant, consume their fuel at an accelerated pace, often exploding in supernovae before complex life has had sufficient time to evolve. Our Sun, however, offers a consistent, nurturing energy source, a gentle cosmic furnace that has provided an unwavering flow of light and heat for the entire sweep of Earth's biological history. This stellar reliability, coupled with Earth's precise orbital positioning, creates a twin pillar of stability, a constant, predictable energy input essential for the long-term development of intricate ecosystems and advanced life forms. This precise speller selection and placement, enabling a continuous and stable environment for liquid water, a stable atmosphere, and a protective magnetic field, is not just fortunate. To some, it feels profoundly intentional, like a finely tuned dial set with singular precision by an unseen cosmic hand.
Extending beyond Earth's orbital dance and stellar companion, the astonishing fine-tuning of universal constants weaves an even more intricate tapestry of cosmic improbability. These are the fundamental parameters governing the universe itself: the strength of gravity, the electromagnetic force that binds atoms, and the strong and weak nuclear forces that hold atomic nuclei together. Change any one of these values by even a minuscule fraction, and the universe as we know it would simply not exist. If gravity were slightly stronger, stars would burn out in mere millions of years, collapsing too quickly, leaving no time for complex life to evolve or for planets to form stable environments. If it were weaker, galaxies might never have formed, scattering matter too thinly across the void for anything to coalesce into stars or planets, creating a universe devoid of the stellar nurseries where heavier elements are forged. Similarly, the electromagnetic force dictates how atoms interact, how electrons are bound to nuclei, and how chemical bonds are formed. Alter it slightly, and chemical bonds couldn't form, preventing the very existence of molecules, let alone complex organic compounds or the intricate structures of DNA. The strong nuclear force, binding protons and neutrons together within the atomic nucleus, has an equally narrow window. Too weak, and no stable elements beyond hydrogen would exist, leaving a universe of single protons unable to combine into the heavier elements essential for planets and life. Too strong, and stars would be unable to fuse hydrogen into helium, collapsing into black holes or neutron stars immediately after formation, creating a universe devoid of the carbon, oxygen, and iron essential for all known life. Even the weak nuclear force, responsible for radioactive decay, is precisely balanced, allowing for the creation of heavier elements through stellar nucleosynthesis, while also enabling the slow, steady release of geothermal heat within planetary cores, a process vital for plate tectonics and magnetic field generation. This delicate cosmic balance, where matter can coalesce into stars and planets, where complex chemistry can unfold, and where the very possibility of life can emerge, seems almost miraculously specific. It suggests a universe not born from chaotic randomness, but perhaps from a deeply embedded, purposeful design. A grand orchestration of fundamental forces that set the stage for our existence, almost as if the very laws of physics were written with life in mind. Then, there is the vital role of Earth's oversized moon, a celestial companion far larger in proportion to its parent planet than is typical for our solar system. This seemingly anomalous satellite acts as a silent yet indispensable guardian, its presence shaping our world in profound ways. Its immense gravitational pull stabilizes our axial tilt, preventing the wild, catastrophic wobbles that would otherwise send Earth's climate into violent, unpredictable extremes. Without the moon's steadying hand, our planet might experience dramatic and erratic shifts in its rotational axis, leading to devastating, rapidly alternating ice ages followed by scorching deserts, making the long-term evolution of stable ecosystems virtually impossible. The consistent, gentle obliquity of Earth's axis, maintained by the moon, ensures the predictability of seasons and the enduring stability required for the complex, billion-year-long process of biological evolution. Beyond its stabilizing influence, the moon is also the primary driver of our planet's tides. These rhythmic ebb and flow actions are crucial not only for oceanic ecosystems, driving nutrient cycles and supporting vast marine biomes, but also played a significant, perhaps essential role in the very genesis of life itself. The dynamic intertidal zones, periodically exposed to air and then submerged, provided unique environments where complex chemical reactions could occur, concentrating organic molecules and pushing the boundaries of abiogenesis. Furthermore, in the early tumultuous history of the solar system, when planetary bodies were under constant bombardment, the moon absorbed countless cosmic impacts, its heavily cratered surface a testament to the barrage it endured. By drawing in or deflecting many of these destructive projectiles, it effectively shielded Earth from a bombardment that could have sterilized the nascent planet many times over, preventing the constant resetting of biological development. Its very existence, immense size, and precise orbital mechanics feel almost bespoke, as if perfectly engineered to create and sustain the precise conditions necessary for a living world. A silent celestial sentinel watching over its precious charge, a deliberate addition to Earth's life support system. Further contributing to Earth's remarkable habitability is the delicate balance of its atmospheric composition, a complex cocktail of gases maintained in precise ratios that defy simple random accumulation. Nitrogen, making up about 78% of our air, is a relatively inert gas that dilutes oxygen, preventing spontaneous combustion in a world of abundant oxygen and providing a stable atmospheric pressure essential for liquid water to exist on the surface. Oxygen, at roughly 21%, is the lifeblood of complex multicellular organisms, fueling their metabolic processes and supporting the vast array of animal life, from the smallest insect to the largest whale. This high concentration of oxygen, itself a byproduct of photosynthetic life over billions of years, is a testament to an intricate biological and planetary regulation system, a feedback loop that maintains a critically specific level. Carbon dioxide, though a minority gas at around 0.04%, is disproportionately vital, acting as a crucial greenhouse gas that traps just enough solar radiation to keep the planet warm, preventing it from freezing solid into an uninhabitable ice ball. It also serves as the fundamental building block for photosynthesis, the process by which plants convert sunlight into energy, forming the base of nearly all food webs. The trace amounts of other gases, like argon and water vapor, further fine-tuned this intricate system, regulating temperature, weather patterns, and the planet's energy balance. This precise mixture, perfectly calibrated to sustain complex biological processes and to provide a breathable, temperature-regulated environment, feels less like a random gas cloud and more like a carefully controlled environment, an atmospheric shell meticulously designed to nurture the diverse forms of life that thrive within its embrace, a planetary biodome tailored for complex existence. So, as we contemplate these layers of astonishing precision, Earth's perfect placement in the Goldilocks zone, fine-tuned to maintain liquid water and stable seasons. The sun, a stellar beacon of unwavering energy, burning for eons. The exquisite fine-tuning of the universal constants that allow matter and complex chemistry to exist. The stabilizing influence of our oversized moon, acting as both guardian and tidemaker. And the delicate, life-sustaining balance of our atmosphere, a breathable, self-regulating shield. A persistent question whispers through scientific circles and ancient philosophies alike. Are these conditions, each improbable in its own right, and collectively almost unfathomable in their synergy, merely a statistical fluke? Is it simply the luck of the draw in an infinite cosmic lottery where countless dead worlds fade into oblivion, while ours, by sheer astronomical chance, struck the impossible jackpot? Or is it something far more profound? Something that transcends the boundaries of randomness and points towards the unmistakable signature of deliberate engineering on a grand scale? Could the very blueprint of life, the foundational principles that allow our planet to flourish, be the legacy of an ancient, pre-human intelligence, a cosmic architect whose touch shaped our cradle of existence long before humanity ever gazed upon the stars? The answers, perhaps, lie embedded in the very fabric of our world, waiting for us to unravel the most astonishing secret of all, the true origin of our extraordinary home. As the silent, enduring monuments and planetary scars whisper of an unseen architectural hand shaping our world's physical form, our inquiry must now journey deeper into the very essence of existence itself. For if the Earth is a meticulously crafted masterpiece, then what of the intricate tapestry of life that pulses upon its surface? Following the extraordinary conditions that allow our planet to thrive,
conditions whose astonishing precision hints at purpose. The journey inevitably leads to the most profound mystery of all. How did life, in all its bewildering complexity, truly begin?
The seemingly miraculous process by which non-living matter spontaneously organized into the first self-replicating organisms, known as abiogenesis, stands as a formidable challenge to conventional scientific understanding, defying easy explanation and presenting a profound statistical hurdle. We are asked to envision a primordial soup, a churning, chaotic cauldron of early Earth's chemicals, where lightning strikes and volcanic vents provided the raw, intense energy for simple, inorganic molecules to combine. Slowly, incrementally, through countless random interactions, these elemental components would form amino acids, the fundamental building blocks of proteins, which would then somehow, against immense odds, spontaneously assemble into the complex three-dimensional structures of proteins themselves. Eventually, through an unfathomable sequence of chance events, this chemical broth would yield the intricate, self-sustaining machinery of a living cell, complete with a protective membrane, metabolic pathways, and most crucially, the capacity for self-replication, metabolism, and evolution. This narrative, while elegant in its scientific ambition, confronts probabilities so astronomically vast that they continue to baffle researchers and fuel profound skepticism among many. The sheer statistical unlikeliness of inert chemicals, guided only by random forces and the impersonal laws of physics, spontaneously arranging themselves into the precise, intricate, and self-sustaining systems required for even the most basic life form, verges on the miraculous. It demands a significant leap of faith to believe that the delicate balance of molecular recognition, energy transfer, information storage, and self-correction required for a primitive living cell could arise purely by accident. It is akin to expecting a turbulent whirlwind sweeping through an aerospace junkyard to spontaneously assemble a fully functioning, airworthy Boeing 747, complete with crew and passengers, ready for flight. The complexity isn't just in the constituent parts, but in their precise arrangement, their intricate interactive functions, and their inherent ability to self-organize, maintain homeostasis, and persist against entropy. The more we understand the microscopic wonders within a single cell, from its DNA replication mechanisms to its protein synthesis factories, the more the concept of its accidental genesis recedes into the realm of the statistically improbable, leaving an immense, unexplained chasm at the very foundation of life's origins, a void that seems to cry out for a guiding intelligence.
But what if the spark of life, this initial ignition of biological activity, wasn't a random roll of cosmic dice confined to a single planetary cradle, but a deliberate act reaching across the vast, silent emptiness of the cosmos? The provocative alternative of directed panspermia suggests that life was not born on Earth through purely terrestrial means, but rather was seeded from beyond Earth, carried here on resilient meteorites, comets, or, more controversially and compellingly, intentionally transported by an advanced pre-existing intelligence. Picture microscopic spores, hardy and dormant, possessing an astonishing capacity for interstellar travel and survival in the harsh vacuum of space, traversing the vast, silent emptiness for eons. They would finally land upon a nascent Earth, a world already blessed with the precise conditions for habitability, as we explored in the previous act. A meticulously prepared canvas, its atmosphere and oceans primed for biological development. This audacious theory elegantly bypasses the immense initial chemical hurdle of abiogenesis on our home planet, effectively moving the origin of life to an unknown, perhaps alien, world, or even to an ancient cosmic laboratory where such processes could be carefully cultivated. It transforms the concept of our genesis from an accidental terrestrial event into an interstellar intervention, making Earth not just a happenstance cradle for life, but a designated biological experiment, a carefully chosen destination in a cosmic design. Was our planet intentionally inoculated with the fundamental blueprints for life? A cosmic petri dish meticulously prepared and then seeded by unseen guiding hands, perhaps as part of a larger galactic biological preservation project. But what if the spark of life, this initial ignition of biological activity, wasn't a random roll of cosmic dice confined to a single planetary cradle, but a deliberate act reaching across the vast, silent emptiness of the cosmos? The provocative alternative of directed panspermia suggests that life was not born on Earth through purely terrestrial means, but rather was seeded from beyond Earth, carried here on resilient meteorites, comets, or, more controversially and compellingly, intentionally transported by an advanced pre-existing intelligence. Picture microscopic spores, hardy and dormant, possessing an astonishing capacity for interstellar travel and survival in the harsh vacuum of space, traversing the vast, silent emptiness for eons. They would finally land upon a nascent Earth, a world already blessed with the precise conditions for habitability, as we explored in the previous act. A meticulously prepared canvas, its atmosphere and oceans primed for biological development. This audacious theory elegantly bypasses the immense initial chemical hurdle of abiogenesis on our home planet, effectively moving the origin of life to an unknown, perhaps alien, world, or even to an ancient cosmic laboratory where such processes could be carefully cultivated. It transforms the concept of our genesis from an accidental terrestrial event into an interstellar intervention, making Earth not just a happenstance cradle for life, but a designated biological experiment, a carefully chosen destination in a cosmic design. Was our planet intentionally inoculated with the fundamental blueprints for life? A cosmic petri dish meticulously prepared and then seeded by unseen guiding hands, perhaps as part of a larger galactic biological preservation project.
The idea elevates our humble biological beginnings from a mere chance occurrence to a preordained trajectory, hinting at a grander design for all life that teems on our world, a purpose embedded within its very genetic code and its evolutionary potential. It suggests that the very first breath of life on Earth, the first flicker of biological consciousness, might have been exhaled not by the planet itself, but by an intelligence far older, far more vast, and far more deliberate than humanity can comprehend, extending their reach across the cosmos to orchestrate the birth of an entire biosphere, ensuring its vital beginning. Then, billions of years later, after the initial mystery of life's spark and the slow, gradual emergence of simple forms, another astonishing chapter unfolds in Earth's biological saga, the Cambrian explosion. Geologically speaking, it was an almost instantaneous, unparalleled burst of complex multicellular life forms appearing seemingly out of nowhere, approximately 541 million years ago. Imagine a barren, primordial world inhabited primarily by single-celled organisms and simple soft-bodied creatures whose fossil record is scant and difficult to interpret. Suddenly, within a mere blink of geological time, perhaps as little as 20 million years, a fleeting moment in deep time, exploding with a bewildering, unparalleled array of intricate body plans. Creatures boasting advanced sensory organs like sophisticated eyes, specialized limbs for efficient locomotion, hardened shells and exoskeletons for protection, and complex digestive and circulatory systems emerge,
filling virtually every ecological niche simultaneously and with astonishing speed. This event profoundly defies the gradual, incremental pace expected of traditional evolutionary models, which posit that complex forms arise through eons of slow, successive, accumulated mutations, each offering a slight, incremental survival advantage. The fossil record before the Cambrian period offers tantalizingly little evidence of the vast numbers of transitional forms that should logically precede such a rapid and widespread diversification, leaving a profound, unsettling gap in our understanding of evolutionary history. It's as if a new, highly advanced operating system was suddenly uploaded to the Earth's biosphere, activating a full suite of sophisticated biological programs and capabilities, fundamentally redefining the possibilities of life on this planet, all at once. How did such an extraordinary cascade of complexity, with its intricate designs and specialized functions, arise with such breathtaking speed and an apparent lack of preliminary intermediate forms? Was it a truly natural evolutionary jump? An unparalleled stroke of biological luck that defies statistical probability? Or the deliberate activation of dormant genetic potential, a scheduled phase in a pre-programmed biological design for the planet, a moment preordained for a grand acceleration of life's complexity? The sudden flourishing of life, with its intricate designs and specialized functions, presents itself as a stark challenge to purely random, undirected evolution, echoing the possibility of an underlying intelligent blueprint orchestrating the grand narrative of life on Earth, guiding its most significant leaps. Adding another profound layer to this biological puzzle, one that underpins the very fabric of all living things, is the uncanny and astonishing universality of the genetic code itself. From the simplest, most ancient bacterium to the most complex, sentient human being, the fundamental operating system that translates genetic information into the proteins essential for life is nearly identical across all known life on Earth. The 4 nucleotide bases, adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine, are universally read in precise 3-letter codons, each exactly specifying a particular amino acid, the indispensable building blocks of proteins. And this intricate, precise code, this foundational language of life, is virtually unchanging across the entire immense tree of life. This uniformity is not merely surprising, it is astounding in its implications.
If life had originated independently multiple times in different locales on early Earth, as some theories suggest, or if truly random evolutionary pathways led to distinct forms, one might logically expect to find a multitude of different genetic codes, different languages of life, each unique to its own lineage and context. Yet, we observe a singular, unified system, an identical programming language shared by every living organism, binding them together in a fundamental, unseen way. This undeniable fact points strongly to a common, singular source for all life, a master blueprint from which every living organism ultimately derives, a foundational instruction set, a universal programming manual. Could this shared, ubiquitous code be the unmistakable signature of a universal compiler? A single designer who engineered the fundamental principles of biology, not just for Earth, but perhaps for life across the cosmos, providing a consistent framework for biological emergence? The genetic code, in its elegant and ubiquitous simplicity, whispers of a common architect, a unified origin point that transcends the boundaries of species and time, suggesting an engineered foundation rather than a series of independent, lucky accidents. It implies that the very language of life itself, the foundational program that dictates its structure and function, was designed, meticulously written into the deepest fabric of existence, a testament to an unseen intelligence that laid the groundwork for all biological diversity,
ensuring a singular, coherent path for its development. Further deepening the mystery of life's unfolding blueprint is the rapid, inexplicable development of certain complex biological systems, which seem to suggest an accelerated evolutionary pathway rather than one purely governed by random mutation and gradual natural selection. Consider, for example, the sudden, almost simultaneous appearance of the intricate eye in various distinct lineages across the animal kingdom, an astonishing marvel of delicate integrated engineering. With its perfectly formed light-focusing lens, its exquisitely sensitive retina comprised of millions of photoreceptor cells, and its complex optic nerve transmitting intricate signals to the brain, the eye seems too perfect, too integrated, too functionally complete to be assembled piece by painstaking piece over eons of chance mutation. What conceivable survival advantage could a creature derive from half a lens, or an optic nerve without a fully developed retina, or a retina without a brain capable of processing its input? Such systems are often cited as examples of irreducible complexity, meaning that if any single part is removed, the entire interconnected system fails completely to function, rendering it useless. Another equally compelling example is the astonishing complexity of the bacterial flagellum, a tiny rotary motor that propels bacteria through their aqueous environments. This microscopic marvel is not merely a simple appendage. It is in essence a fully functioning outboard motor at a nanoscale, complete with a propeller, a universal joint allowing for directional changes, a flexible drive shaft, and even a proton-powered engine that spins at thousands of revolutions per minute. If any component of this intricate molecular machine is missing, the bacterium cannot move. Such systems profoundly challenge conventional gradualism, which struggles to explain how such complex, interdependent structures could arise without every single component being present and functional from the outset, since intermediate, incomplete forms would offer no selective advantage. It's as if certain blueprints were fast-tracked, certain evolutionary leaps made possible not by endless random trials and errors, but by a preordained set of instructions, or perhaps direct intervention at critical junctures, enabling a sudden, complete functionality. The fossil record and genetic evidence often reveal periods where major physiological innovations seem to emerge with surprising speed, bypassing the slow, tortuous path of countless small beneficial mutations. These instances hint not at the blind hand of natural selection alone, but at the guiding influence of a master plan, a biological clockwork that occasionally leaps forward, propelling life towards ever greater complexity and capability, aligning perfectly with a controlled, engineered evolutionary pathway laid out by the planetary architects, a deliberate push towards advanced forms.
The consistent appearance of these profound biological leaps and intricate designs, from the statistically improbable dawn of life itself to its explosive diversification in the Cambrian period, to the sudden manifestation of irreducibly complex systems throughout the tree of life, collectively points towards a pervasive suggestion of pre-programmed potential or even direct intervention in life's major evolutionary steps. It implies that the raw material of life, perhaps even our very genetic code, harbors latent information, dormant programs waiting for specific environmental cues or temporal milestones to activate, much like software waiting for its execution command. What if the mechanisms of evolution are not solely driven by random mutation and undirected natural selection, but also by internal, pre-engineered triggers designed to guide life along a predetermined trajectory of development, ensuring the timely emergence of critical innovations? The sudden bursts of biological innovation, the rapid emergence of entirely new traits and body plans, could be interpreted as moments where genetic accelerators were engaged, or where the vast complex stretches of our biological architecture were activated, leading to a sudden directed burst of complex functionality that defies a purely incremental explanation.
This perspective transforms our understanding of evolution from a purely chaotic, undirected process into a more structured, guided journey, a meticulously planned progression. It suggests that life on Earth is not merely a testament to accidental survival or a fortuitous chain of improbable events, but to an underlying intricate design, a grand unfolding experiment whose parameters were meticulously set and whose major milestones were perhaps preordained by an intelligence that envisioned the ultimate purpose and final form of this extraordinary planet and its inhabitants. The story of life, in this light, becomes a carefully orchestrated epic, a biological symphony composed and conducted across billions of years, with every major movement, every dramatic crescendo, every fundamental innovation falling into place with astonishing precision, revealing the unmistakable signature of its unseen creators. So as we unravel the very fabric of life, from its elusive spark to the staggering complexity of its most advanced forms, we are left to ponder the profound questions. Is the universality of our genetic code merely a testament to a single fortunate ancestor, or the indelible signature of a master programmer? Does the sudden burst of the Cambrian explosion speak of geological anomaly or a scheduled upgrade in Earth's biological software? And are these complex biological systems the pinnacle of random evolution, or the result of a deliberate design? The deeper we delve into the intricate dance of life, the more we find ourselves looking beyond the confines of chance toward the tantalizing whispers of an intelligent hand, shaping the very essence of who and what we are. The story of life on this planet may be far more than a tale of survival. It may be the unfolding epic of a grand cosmic design. But the whispers of this grand cosmic design are not confined solely to the invisible dance of DNA or the unfathomable spark of life's genesis. They echo from the very stones of our ancient past, etched into the colossal monuments and sweeping earthworks that scar our planet's surface, challenging every accepted narrative of human history and capability. For millennia, humanity has looked upon these silent testimonies, attributing them to the ingenious but ultimately limited hands of our ancestors. Yet when we examine these relics with an unclouded eye, with a mind open to possibilities beyond conventional timelines, a new narrative begins to emerge, one that speaks not of primitive effort, but of a knowledge and technology far beyond anything officially recorded, a distinct signature of builders who commanded forces we can barely comprehend.
Picture the breathtaking precision of Pumapunku, nestled high in the Bolivian Andes, a site that seems to defy the very laws of ancient engineering. Here, massive blocks of andesite and diorite, stones famously harder than granite, are cut with such surgical accuracy that they interlock like pieces of a cosmic jigsaw puzzle. Each joint is so flawlessly crafted, so immaculately tight, that a razor blade cannot slip between them. The iconic H blocks are perhaps the most baffling, carved with intricate repetitive patterns and internal angles so precise, so geometric, that they would strain the capabilities of modern CNC, computer numerical control machines. These are not simple rough-hewn stones. They bear the unmistakable marks of advanced tooling, of a technology capable of cutting, drilling, and polishing materials of extreme hardness with an almost unimaginable finesse. How then could ancient peoples, ostensibly credited with only rudimentary copper tools far softer than the rock they supposedly shaped, have quarried, transported, and meticulously crafted these multi-ton behemoths? The sheer weight of these blocks, many exceeding 100 tons, combined with the extreme elevation and arduous terrain, presents a logistical nightmare entirely unexplained by conventional archaeology. This level of precision suggests not merely skill, but a profound understanding of geometry, metallurgy, and perhaps even sophisticated energy or anti-gravity technologies that utterly defies our conventional timeline of human technological development.
These structures are the irrefutable hallmarks of a sophisticated industrial process, a lasting signature of builders who commanded forces that we, even today, can barely comprehend, leaving behind a silent, petrified question mark in the heart of the mountains. Across the world, amidst the rugged landscapes of southeastern Turkey, another site pushes the boundaries of our accepted history even further back in time, forcing a profound reevaluation of human origins. Göbekli Tepe. This isn't merely an ancient temple. It is a sprawling, meticulously organized complex of massive T-shaped limestone pillars, some weighing up to 20 tons, adorned with intricate, deeply carved reliefs of animals and enigmatic symbols. What makes Göbekli Tepe so astonishing, so utterly paradigm-shifting, is its age. Radiocarbon dating places its construction over 12,000 years ago, pushing back the dawn of monumental architecture by at least 6 millennia. This means it predates Stonehenge and the earliest Egyptian pyramids by thousands of years, anchoring itself firmly in a period long before what we conventionally understand as the birth of civilization. According to mainstream archaeology, the builders of Göbekli Tepe were hunter-gatherers, a nomadic people who had not yet developed agriculture, possessed no domesticated animals for heavy lifting, no sophisticated writing systems, and had not even invented basic pottery. Yet from these seemingly primitive foundations, they somehow managed to erect a sophisticated astronomical observatory and ceremonial center, displaying an astonishing level of advanced planning, organized labor, and engineering prowess that flies in the face of all our historical assumptions about their capabilities. Who instructed these early humans? What profound knowledge allowed them to achieve such an extraordinary feat when they were supposedly still mastering the most basic elements of survival? The very existence of Göbekli Tepe forces us to reconsider the entire timeline of human civilization, hinting at a hidden guiding hand, a forgotten source of advanced knowledge that initiated complex society long before we ever believed it possible. It stands as a petrified testament to a forgotten wisdom, a silent lecturer in stone, compelling us to unravel the true beginnings of organized human endeavor. And then there is Baalbek in modern-day Lebanon, a site home to some of the largest cut stones on Earth, a testament to an impossible feat of ancient engineering. Beneath the ruins of the Roman Temple of Jupiter, which itself is a marvel of classical architecture, lie 3 immense limestone blocks known as the Trilithon. Each of these colossal stones weighs an estimated 800 to 1,000 tons, dwarfing any other building block known from the ancient world.
But the marvel does not end there. Nearby, still in its quarry, lies the Stone of the Pregnant Woman, an even larger monolith, weighing an astounding 1,200 tons, a single block equivalent to the weight of 15 fully loaded Boeing 747 Jumbo jets. The sheer scale of these stones, combined with the surgical precision of their cutting and placement, continues to baffle engineers and archaeologists alike. How were these colossal stones quarried with such exactitude from miles away, transported across rugged terrain, and then raised into position with such flawless alignment? Conventional explanations, often resorting to ramps and immense manpower, simply failed to account for the physics involved. Estimates suggest it would have required tens of thousands of men, an almost impossible logistical undertaking without modern machinery. Moreover, the precision of their placement, forming a foundation that has withstood millennia of seismic activity, speaks to a technology that could manipulate incredible weights with ease, perhaps even nullifying gravity itself, allowing these behemoths to be treated as mere pebbles. These sites, scattered across the globe,
stand as a testament to an intelligence that operated with a mastery of materials and forces far beyond the reach of any documented ancient human civilization. They compel us to wonder if these truly are the monuments of forgotten human ingenuity, or the silent calling cards of something far grander, builders whose techniques remain a profound mystery, mocking our modern technological assumptions. Beyond these individual, awe-inspiring structures, our planet's surface also displays geometric anomalies on a global scale, patterns etched into the very land that whisper of a unified planetary design grid or ancient markers for a grand unknown purpose. From the vast, inexplicable straight lines and colossal geoglyphs of the Nazca Plateau in Peru, so immense they can only be truly appreciated from high above, to the mysterious earthworks found in regions as disparate as Ohio and Siberia, a recurring theme of precise geometry emerges across continents. These aren't random paths. They're often perfectly straight lines stretching for miles over uneven terrain, precise circles, squares, and complex trapezoids carved into the earth with an astonishing degree of accuracy. Who, or what, possessed the capability to survey and execute such monumental designs on a continental scale? Designs that often ignore natural topography and span vast distances. The sheer scope implies an aerial perspective, an understanding of global coordinates, and a uniform vision that points not to fragmented, disparate cultures, but to a single overarching intelligence or a shared universal blueprint. Consider the notion of ancient ley lines, proposed alignments of megalithic sites, natural features, and ancient pathways that stretch across continents, forming what some believe to be a hidden energy grid. While often dismissed by mainstream archaeology, the persistent occurrence of these alignments, defying statistical chance, suggests a deliberate organization of our planet's sacred spaces, perhaps designed to harness telluric energies or act as navigational markers for craft traveling the globe. These aren't just local curiosities. They're inscribed upon a planetary canvas, painted with a silent language of geometry and alignment, speaking of a time when Earth itself was perhaps viewed as a single integrated system, a giant machine whose purpose we are only beginning to decipher. The consistency of these patterns implies either an astonishing global human collaboration in a forgotten era, or the unmistakable signature of a non-human intelligence mapping and marking our world for reasons far beyond our current grasp. Further challenging our conventional understanding are unusual geological formations and material compositions found across the globe that subtly hint at advanced, non-natural processes or extreme temperatures beyond human capacity. Across Europe, particularly in Scotland, Ireland, and France, lie hundreds of vitrified forts, ancient hill forts whose meticulously constructed stone walls have been inexplicably fused into dense, glass-like masses. This vitrification requires immense, sustained heat, reaching temperatures of over 1,000 degrees Celsius, far exceeding what any ancient civilization could achieve with conventional fires, even large bonfires.
Mainstream explanations struggle to account for the consistent vitrification of entire structures, often suggesting accidental burning, but the uniformity, intensity, and sheer scale of the fusion defy such prosaic explanations. Could these be the remnants of ancient, unknown energy weapons? Perhaps a defense system or a technology gone awry? Or industrial processes that accidentally or deliberately left these glassy, enigmatic scars on the landscape? Then, there are unexplained glass deposits found in unexpected locations. From the vast sheets of pure silica glass found in the desert sands of Egypt once believed to be the result of an ancient cosmic impact, to enigmatic glass spheres and tektites found in geological layers globally, these materials whisper of intense energy events that reshape matter in ways we barely comprehend. While some are attributed to meteorites, others defy easy explanation, pointing to localized thermal events of immense, almost unimaginable power, forces that could turn sand into glass in an instant. And what of the metallic veins or unusual alloys discovered embedded in ancient artifacts, or even deep geological strata, showcasing metallurgical knowledge centuries or millennia ahead of their time? These aren't just simple tools. They're complex compositions that require advanced smelting techniques or elemental combinations that shouldn't exist in their given archaeological context. These material anomalies suggest encounters with technologies that could manipulate matter and energy in ways we are only now beginning to explore, leaving behind tangible, physical evidence of processes that were anything but natural, artifacts of an unknown, powerful science. Adding another layer of profound intrigue, the consistent, universal, architectural motifs and sophisticated astronomical alignments found in ancient structures across continents point unequivocally to a shared knowledge source or blueprint from an unknown origin, a common cosmic curriculum. From the majestic pyramids of Egypt and Mesoamerica, sharing not just a strikingly similar shape, but often a precise orientation to cardinal directions and celestial bodies, to the intricate spirals and trefoils carved into megalithic tombs in Ireland, and the complex geometric patterns adorning temples in Southeast Asia, a recurring visual language emerges, a global tapestry of shared design principles. How did cultures, separated by vast oceans and thousands of years with no known historical contact, develop such similar architectural principles, often incorporating sophisticated mathematical ratios like the golden mean or specific astronomical calculations that demand advanced understanding? The precise alignments to solstices, equinoxes, and specific constellations, such as Orion's belt, famously linked to the Giza Plateau, are found from the enigmatic standing stones of Stonehenge to the majestic Maya city of Chichen Itza, suggesting a unified, global understanding of celestial mechanics that transcends any single civilization. This isn't merely observing the sky with casual interest, it's embedding that knowledge into monumental architecture with an accuracy that implies a far more advanced observational capability than simple naked-eye astronomy or even basic instruments. It speaks to a shared cosmology, a common instruction set, or perhaps a universal blueprint provided by an intelligence that oversaw the development of these early civilizations. Were these ancient builders all drawing from a common source, a forgotten school of knowledge that transcended geographical barriers? Or were they receiving direct guidance from a higher, non-human intelligence that possessed a global understanding of Earth and its precise place in the cosmos? These universal motifs and alignments act as a silent code, a profound invitation, urging us to decode the message embedded in stone, a message that points inexorably to a grand planetary design, a symphony of knowledge orchestrated across the ages.
These planetary scars and structures, from the impossibly precise stonework of Pumapunku to the vast enigmatic lines etched into the desert, from the vitrified remnants of forgotten forts to the subtle, unsettling anomalies beneath our continents, paint a picture that challenges every accepted narrative of our past. They are the silent, enduring monuments of makers, a testament to an intelligence that operated with a mastery of materials, energy, and planetary forces that far exceeds our current understanding of ancient human capabilities. They compel us to question whether the history we have been told is merely a small chapter in a far grander, more astonishing story. A story where the Earth itself is not a random accident, but a meticulously crafted masterpiece bearing the indelible marks of its unseen architects. Journey deeper into Earth's immense geological timeline, where cataclysms and profound shifts have periodically reshaped life and land, not as random, destructive events, but as potential chapters in a grand, orchestrated narrative. For eons, science has cataloged the planet's turbulent history, marked by epochs of fire and ice, by continental drift and volcanic upheaval. But if these colossal forces, often seen as chaotic and unbidden, are in fact deliberate interventions, part of a vast, long-term environmental management system by unseen designers? Delving beneath the surface, subtle seismic anomalies and deep Earth readings are beginning to tell a story far more intricate than mere geological processes. Modern geological surveys, utilizing sophisticated ground-penetrating radar and advanced seismic imaging, are starting to reveal structures far below the crust that defy natural formation. These are not merely random pockets of rock or natural caverns. Some data suggest intricate, organized patterns, vast hollow chambers, or perfectly straight, elongated tunnels that stretch for miles with an unnerving precision. Such formations appear too regular, too massive, and too perfectly engineered to be the result of natural geological forces alone, challenging the very bedrock of our understanding. We are accustomed to interpreting deep Earth anomalies as fault lines, magma chambers, or unusual mineral deposits. Yet through the lens of a designed Earth, a different narrative emerges. Could these be the hidden foundations of a planetary management system? Colossal subterranean complexes, perhaps ancient bases, long since abandoned but still retaining their structural integrity, or immense energy grids, tapping into the Earth's geothermal heat or magnetic fields, with conduits running deep within the crust, subtly influencing tectonic plates or local energy signatures. The very Earth beneath our feet, which we consider solid and natural, may be a complex engineered shell, with vast secrets still slumbering within its depths, waiting for our technology to advance enough to truly see them. Beyond these subterranean enigmas, the very surface of our world displays evidence of terraforming or planetary sculpting on an immense scale. Reshaped mountains, diverted rivers, or colossal landforms carved with an intentionality that defies mere natural erosion. Take the Grand Canyon, an immense chasm that challenges our understanding of hydrological processes. While official science offers plausible explanations over millions of years, the sheer scale, the surprising linearity in parts, and the dramatic, almost sculpted appearance of some formations leave room for an alternative. Could this be the result of controlled, accelerated erosion? A deliberate carving by a technology capable of manipulating geological forces with a precision that mimics nature's vastness but lacks its randomness? Across the globe, satellite imagery reveals mountain ranges with suspiciously uniform peaks or valleys that appear to have been cut rather than naturally formed over eons of weathering. Consider the vast river systems of South America or Africa, whose paths sometimes take inexplicable detours or appear to have been engineered for maximum efficiency rather than following the most direct course of natural flow. Could these be ancient hydrological engineering projects designed to create specific climate zones, irrigate vast regions, or even subtly alter the planet's weather patterns?
The sheer scope of such undertakings would require technology capable of moving mountains, altering weather systems, and directing immense volumes of water with foresight and precision. This isn't just the natural evolution of landforms, it's the signature of a planetary architect, shaping the very surface of Earth to suit a grand design, a testament to an intelligence that viewed our world as a colossal canvas ripe for creation on an unimaginably vast scale. Consider the greatest of Earth's cosmic traumas, the mass extinction events. from the Permian-Triassic extinction, which erased over 90% of marine species and 70% of terrestrial vertebrate species, to the Cretaceous-Paleogene event that silenced the dinosaurs. These moments are conventionally understood as a consequence of asteroid impacts, supervolcanoes, or dramatic climate shifts. Yet, from another perspective, these could be interpreted not as mere disasters, but as controlled gardening events, immense planetary resets designed to clear the slate for new designs or iterations of life. Imagine a cosmic gardener overseeing the evolution of a planet, occasionally pruning the overgrown branches, allowing new, more adaptable species to emerge and thrive, ensuring the ongoing viability of the planetary experiment. The sheer scale and selectivity of these events, often targeting dominant species to make way for others, carries an eerie echo of intelligent design, a calculated disruption paving the way for a predetermined biological future. The dramatic, almost surgical precision with which certain life forms vanish while others persist to diversify challenges the notion of pure randomness, hinting at an agenda that transcends mere survival of the fittest. These aren't just moments of ecological collapse. They are potential moments of planetary recalibration, orchestrated shifts in the very direction of life itself. This concept extends to the cyclical nature of our planet's climate itself. The ebb and flow of ice ages and warming periods, millennia of glaciation giving way to temperate zones, and then retreating once more. These are typically attributed to orbital variations, solar cycles, or atmospheric composition changes. But if these are not simply natural fluctuations, but controlled environmental modulations, orchestrated by advanced planetary architects to shape habitats or test life forms, imagine immense, hidden climate control systems, subtle yet pervasive, influencing global temperatures over vast stretches of time, guiding the development of ecosystems. Could the rise and fall of glaciers be a deliberate mechanism for isolating populations, accelerating evolutionary divergence, or even preparing landscapes for future inhabitants or resource extraction? The precision of these cycles, the way they have fostered distinct biomes and driven the evolution of life in specific directions, feels less like random happenstance and more like a carefully managed laboratory, where conditions are adjusted to elicit desired outcomes. The very rhythm of Earth's breath, the slow exhalation of warmth, and the deep inhalation of cold could be a testament to an ongoing, conscious planetary management, a sophisticated environmental system operating on timescales that dwarf human history. Beyond the cycles of life and climate, the very material composition of our planet holds secrets that hint at a profound intentionality. The unusual concentrations of rare earth elements and other critical resources, often found in specific, accessible locations across the globe, invite a deeper look into their origins. Why do these vital minerals, essential for advanced technologies and complex biological processes, appear in such convenient veins and deposits, rather than being uniformly distributed throughout the crust, as one might expect from purely random geological processes? This patterning hints at deliberate resource placement, or seeding, for future exploitation. It's as if a cosmic prospector, anticipating the needs of future intelligent life, strategically enriched certain geological zones. Consider the Earth not as a random amalgamation of elements, but as a vast, living mine, pre-stocked with the precise ingredients necessary for a technological civilization to emerge and flourish.
Could these deep geological reserves be remnants of an ancient pre-human mining operation? Or perhaps a carefully engineered endowment for humanity's eventual use, a hidden inheritance awaiting our discovery.
The sheer abundance and strategic placement of these elements, so crucial to our modern world and its technological advancements, seems almost too convenient to be entirely accidental, suggesting a foresight that stretches across eons. Then there are the Earth's geomagnetic field shifts and reversals, immense planet-wide events where the north and south magnetic poles literally flip. Scientists know these occur every few 100,000 years, causing significant, though often temporary, disruptions to our planet's protective shield against cosmic radiation. The impact on life and technology, particularly during the chaotic transition periods, would be profound. Yet, what if these dramatic shifts are not merely natural geophysical phenomena, but engineered protections or even energy manipulations on a planetary scale? An advanced civilization capable of harnessing the Earth's core might use these reversals to periodically reset global systems, or perhaps to draw vast amounts of energy from the planet's molten heart. The magnetic field, vital for life and communication, could be an immense dynamic power grid, its fluctuations controlled by an unseen hand. Could these shifts be designed to cleanse the planet of accumulated technological noise from previous civilizations, or to provide a periodic burst of energy for deep Earth infrastructure, perhaps even influencing the very evolution of consciousness by disrupting or stimulating neural pathways? Such a concept suggests a level of planetary engineering far beyond our comprehension, where the very pulse of Earth's magnetic field is a controlled variable in a grand cosmic experiment, a deliberate manipulation of one of the planet's most fundamental forces.
The deliberate shaping of continents over geological time adds another dimension to this audacious theory, hinting at a guiding intelligence acting on immense scales. Our understanding of plate tectonics describes a slow, inexorable drift driven by convection currents in the mantle. Yet, looking at the distribution of land masses, the formation of vast mountain ranges, and the deep ocean trenches, one wonders if these processes are entirely undirected. Could there be immense, long-term interventions that go beyond natural plate tectonics, subtly influencing ocean currents, climate zones, and biodiversity? Imagine planetary architects guiding the movement of land masses, not in centuries, but over millions of years, subtly influencing the global climate and creating the perfect conditions for specific life forms to evolve, or for certain evolutionary pathways to be tested. The grand sweeping arcs of continents, the strategic placement of land bridges and isolated islands could be deliberate design choices, creating specific environments to test evolutionary pathways or to nurture unique biological niches. The idea of Earth itself as a colossal, self-assembling puzzle whose pieces are guided by an unseen intelligence redefines our understanding of geology, transforming it from a chaotic process into a choreographed dance, a slow-motion ballet orchestrated across deep time, all for an unknown, profound purpose. Ultimately, the breathing of the Earth itself, the slow yet immense geological cycles that shape our world, could be seen not as chaotic forces, but as part of a larger, long-term environmental management system by unseen designers. The constant renewal of the crust, the erosion and deposition of sediment, the formation of mineral deposits, these are all integral to planetary life, ensuring its continuity and providing the raw materials for ongoing biological and geological processes. But if the Earth is indeed a designed entity, then these seemingly natural processes could be meticulously controlled. Every volcanic eruption, every seismic tremor, every shift in the ocean currents could be a finely tuned adjustment within a vast, living mechanism, a continuous act of planetary maintenance.
The very resilience of our planet, its ability to recover from cosmic impacts and internal upheavals, might not be mere chance, but a testament to an engineered stability, a self-correcting system designed to ensure the longevity of life and the continuity of its grand experiment. The planet becomes less of a random collection of processes and more of a perfectly calibrated instrument, its deep rhythms and cycles carefully orchestrated to serve an overarching cosmic purpose. What if we are living within a meticulously managed biosphere, where every major planetary event is part of a plan extending across unimaginable spans of deep time, a controlled environment designed for a purpose we are only beginning to glimpse?
From the immense, slow yet deliberate sculpting of continents and the orchestrated cycles of planetary renewal, our gaze now turns inward toward the very archives of human memory and experience. For within the fragile, often cryptic records of our history, in the ancient myths, sacred texts, and baffling artifacts that defy our timelines, like tantalizing whispers of the unseen architects, echoes of a grander design embedded not just in the earth, but in the very consciousness of its most complex inhabitants. Building on the deep biological blueprints we've explored, the very tapestry of human thought and culture seems to reveal further layers of this profound, intentional architecture. Across every continent, in cultures separated by oceans and millennia, the foundational stories of humanity share an uncanny, striking similarity: tales of gods descending from the sky. These are not merely primitive superstitions, but sophisticated narratives woven into the fabric of creation myths, sacred texts, and epic poems, hinting at interactions that shaped our earliest societies. In ancient Sumer, nestled between the Tigris and Euphrates, the Anunnaki, whose very name translates to "those who from heaven came to earth," were depicted as powerful beings who imparted knowledge of agriculture and law, established cities, and even, controversially, genetically engineered humanity itself. Egyptian texts, carved into temple walls and papyri, speak of the Neteru, divine entities who ruled before the pharaohs, possessing advanced sciences, mastering the elements, and even navigating among the stars in celestial vessels. The Vedas of India describe the Devas, who soared through the heavens in magnificent flying chariots called Vimanas and engaged in cosmic battles, frequently descending to earth to intervene in human affairs, bestowing wisdom or, at times, unleashing devastating power. Greek mythology is rife with the Olympians, majestic figures who resided on Mount Olympus but frequently descended to earth, intermingling with mortals, sharing knowledge of arts and sciences, and profoundly shaping destiny through their direct involvement. In Mesoamerica, the feathered serpent deity Quetzalcoatl, often depicted as a light-skinned, bearded god, arrived from across the sea, bringing agriculture, astronomy, and codified laws to his people before promising his eventual return. The themes are remarkably consistent, almost universal. These gods were not ethereal spirits or abstract concepts, but powerful, often physical beings who possessed technologies and knowledge far beyond human comprehension. They were creators, knowledge bringers, and establishers of civilization, acting as guiding hands in humanity's nascent stages, much like a gardener tends to a young sapling, suggesting a deliberate and continuous engagement with their evolving project. These myths, then, are not just stories, but perhaps fragmented memories of a time when the designers walked among us, subtly or overtly guiding our path. Yet, beyond these narrative threads, our archaeological digs and accidental discoveries occasionally unearth objects that speak an even louder, more unsettling truth. Artifacts that simply shouldn't exist within their given historical context. These out-of-place artifacts, or ooparts, are not merely examples of surprisingly advanced human ingenuity, but rather objects whose very composition, function, or material properties defy known physics and material science for their purported age, shattering our timelines. Consider the ancient metallic spheres of Klerksdorp, South Africa,
found in pyrophyllite deposits dating back an astonishing 2.8 billion years. While mainstream geologists attribute them to natural concretions, their perfect spherical shape, often with 3 parallel grooves etched precisely around the equator, suggests a level of deliberate machining and symmetrical precision that challenges any natural formation. Even more perplexing are microscopic, precisely engineered springs found embedded in coal seams in Russia, dating back millions of years. These tiny coils, too intricate for nature's chaotic hand, too old for humanity's nascent technology, hint at the presence of a technology so enduring and alien that its remnants persist across epochs, defying the relentless geological recycling that erases most traces of the past. These aren't just anachronisms, they are silent, durable anomalies, material echoes of an intelligence that operated with principles unknown to our current scientific paradigm, perhaps utilizing materials designed for unimaginable longevity or functioning on energy systems that leave behind impossible residues, artifacts of a presence that long predates human civilization.
The ancient world also possessed an astronomical understanding that far surpasses what their rudimentary tools and observational methods should have allowed, pointing to a source of knowledge beyond earthly origins. How, for instance, could the Dogon tribe of Mali, an isolated West African culture, possess detailed knowledge of Sirius B, a white dwarf companion star to Sirius A, completely invisible to the naked eye and only confirmed by modern telescopes in 1862? Their cosmology, passed down through generations, precisely described Sirius B as incredibly dense, small, and orbiting Sirius A in a 50-year cycle, even sketching its elliptical path. This astonishing information, they claimed, was given to them by the Nomo, amphibious beings said to have arrived from the Sirius star system. Similarly, the Maya of Central America developed a calendar system of astonishing accuracy, the long count calendar, which tracked cycles of time over millions of years and predicted celestial events with breathtaking precision. Their astronomical tables for the Moon, Venus, and other planets were remarkably close to modern calculations, all achieved ostensibly without telescopes or advanced mathematics as we know them. Such profound and precise knowledge of celestial mechanics, far beyond the observational capabilities of ancient civilizations, points not to independent discovery born of struggle, but to inherited wisdom, a direct download of cosmic understanding from an external, advanced source. It suggests that these architects, observing our planet and its developing inhabitants, may have also provided a curriculum, subtly guiding early human understanding of their place in the universe, an educational endowment for a species still learning to gaze at the stars. This inherited wisdom extends even further, hinting at an awareness of grander cosmic rhythms, cycles that transcend human lifespans and even recorded history, resonating across cultures as a silent, universal clock. Many ancient cultures, from the Vedic sages of India to the Maya and ancient Egyptians, held a concept of the Great Year, a vast astronomical cycle related to the precession of the equinoxes. This phenomenon, where the Earth's axis slowly wobbles over a period of approximately 25,920 years, subtly shifts the apparent position of constellations in the night sky over millennia. Encoding such a long-term, subtle celestial movement into myths, monuments, and calendrical systems requires either continuous, precise astronomical observation over tens of thousands of years, an impossibility for any known ancient human civilization, or direct knowledge passed down from an intelligence operating on vastly different timescales. Monuments like Stonehenge or the Giza Pyramids are often aligned not just to cardinal directions and singular celestial events, but also reflect an understanding of these greater cosmic movements. The concept of cyclical ages or yugas in Hindu cosmology, each spanning thousands of years, mirrors this awareness of a slow, grand celestial clock that governs vast epochs of time. These embedded cosmic blueprints suggest a deliberate imparting of knowledge, an effort to instill in humanity an awareness of these profound cycles, perhaps even as a subtle indicator of the designer's long-term plan, a quiet whisper that their perception of time and their operations are not limited by our fleeting mortal span. Further deepening this enigma are the mysterious global symbols and pictograms that appear across vastly separated cultures with no known contact, a silent language woven into the fabric of humanity. From the ubiquitous spiral etched into ancient rocks and art spanning continents and millennia, to the recurring Tree of Life motif in disparate mythologies from Norse sagas to the Mesoamerican creation stories, or the universal symbolism of the eye as a source of wisdom, protection, or divine observation, these consistent patterns defy independent invention. Why would identical geometric forms, specific star patterns, or complex iconographies emerge spontaneously and identically in regions isolated by thousands of miles and thousands of years? These aren't simple coincidences. They suggest a common template, a shared visual language, or perhaps even a subliminal message embedded within the human collective unconscious, a deep-seated recognition of shared truths. Could these be universal markers or a primal form of communication from a shared ancient source, a set of symbols designed to be intrinsically understood by all humanity, regardless of language or culture?
Imagine them as a species-wide operating system installed in the foundational consciousness of early humanity, a hidden code within our collective psyche designed to resonate with specific universal truths or to guide our symbolic development, a Rosetta Stone for a forgotten language. These symbols might act as keys waiting to be rediscovered, to unlock deeper understandings of our origins and purpose, serving as a subtle, enduring signature of the designers, a silent echo in the tapestry of human culture, reminding us of a truth woven into our very perception of reality. This reevaluation of our historical archives forces us to reconsider one of the most perplexing questions of our cosmic existence: the Fermi paradox. The universe, vast and ancient, should logically be teeming with life, and by extension, advanced civilizations. So, where is everybody? Why the profound cosmic silence? The apparent lack of overt alien contact if intelligence is a common outcome? Perhaps the answer lies not in their absence, but in their presence, or rather, the nature of that presence. What if the lack of open and equivocal contact isn't an accident, but a deliberate design, a strategic non-intervention? What if the Earth is not merely a planet among billions, but a meticulously managed project, a protected ecosystem, or even a living laboratory specifically quarantined from external interference? In this light, the Fermi paradox transforms from a question of absence to one of intentionality. It's no longer where are they, but are we them? Or are we their project? Our planet could be a special undertaking, carefully cultivated and guided by unseen architects, explaining the apparent lack of interference. This interpretation aligns with the zoo hypothesis, where Earth is a meticulously maintained preserve, its intelligent inhabitants allowed to develop naturally without overt intervention until a certain stage of technological or consciousness evolution is reached. The myths of gods departing, promising return, or simply retreating to observe from a distance could be narrative reflections of this very management strategy, a cosmic prime directive applied not just to distant worlds, but to our own, a silent stewardship of a nascent civilization. As we delve deeper into these archives of humanity, the lines between myth and history blur, between archaeological fact and speculative theory. The sheer persistence of these narratives and anomalies across diverse cultures compels us to look beyond simplistic explanations. It suggests that the stories of sky gods, the inexplicable technologies of arts, the impossible astronomical knowledge, and the global resonance of ancient symbols are not merely coincidences or products of human imagination. They might instead be fragmented memories, coded instructions, or material remnants of a profound and ongoing interaction between humanity and its designers.
These whispers from the past, echoing through time and across cultures, collectively paint a compelling picture, a chronicle of a managed world, a nurtured species, and a history far more intricate and intentional than we have dared to acknowledge. As the pale light of understanding begins to touch the distant peaks of our greatest mysteries, painting the cosmic canvas in muted hues of pink and gold, we are left not with definitive answers, but with a profound and lingering sense of wonder. Our journey through the impossibly fine-tuned constants, the sudden bursts of life, the colossal monuments, the cyclical resets, and the whispers in ancient archives has woven a tapestry of anomalies, each pulling us towards a singular, breathtaking possibility. This possibility forces us to synthesize the ultimate purpose of Earth's design, should such a design exist. Was our blue marble meticulously crafted as a cosmic laboratory for life, an expansive experiment in biodiversity, evolving and adapting under carefully controlled parameters? Within its vibrant ecosystems, the designers could observe the intricate dance of natural selection, the emergence of complex intelligence, and the unfolding drama of biological innovation across eons. Or perhaps it serves as a grand ark, a vessel for preserving an immense genetic library, shielding countless species from galactic cataclysms or interstellar plagues, a sanctuary curated across epochs, a biological repository designed for the continuation of life itself.
It might be a school for nascent consciousness, a planet specifically engineered to foster self-awareness, critical thought, and even spiritual awakening within its inhabitants, gently guiding the emergence of intelligence from its primordial ooze towards ever higher states of understanding and connection. The Earth could also be an observation post, a subtly monitored zone where an unseen intelligence watches our development unfold, a living diorama in the vast cosmic expanse, its inhabitants unaware of the profound scrutiny they are under, their every cultural and technological leap meticulously recorded. Or, a far colder thought, could it be a resource extraction point, its unique geological makeup and biological processes cultivated over eons for materials or energies beyond our current comprehension, a cosmic farm whose harvest is yet to be claimed? Each of these hypotheses reshapes our understanding, transforming our planet from a mere happenstance into a place of profound, intentional significance, its very existence imbued with a calculated purpose. The nature of the designers themselves remains shrouded in this cosmic veil, a mystery as deep as time itself. Were they benevolent stewards, wise and nurturing guardians who carefully cultivated our world and its life, offering subtle guidance throughout our evolutionary journey, much like a patient parent overseeing a child's growth? Or perhaps they were indifferent scientists, detached and purely observational, treating Earth as a vast living petri dish, unconcerned with the individual fates of their creations, merely seeking data from their grand experiment, the unfolding of life a fascinating but ultimately impersonal study. The possibility also exists that they were ancient guardians, powerful beings who established the initial framework, a protective presence now dormant or unseen, their legacy preserved in the planet's very structure, their watch having concluded long ago, but their influence still resonating. Or, most tantalizingly, they could be long-vanished architects, a civilization that rose, thrived, and then departed or faded away eons ago, leaving only their magnificent work behind, a technological ghost haunting the very fabric of our world, a silent testament to their passage, a final project completed before their own demise or transcendence. The character of these unseen hands fundamentally alters our place in the universe, defining whether we are cherished creations or unwitting test subjects, a cared-for species or a forgotten legacy. If Earth is indeed a designed entity, then the possibility of dormant, wake-up calls or hidden triggers for revealing this design becomes a compelling thought. These might be pre-programmed activation sequences, set to engage once humanity reaches a certain technological threshold, a level of intelligence or global connectivity that signals our readiness for such profound truths, a cosmic rite of passage. Or perhaps they are environmental triggers, activated by immense planetary shifts, a specific configuration of celestial bodies aligning, a critical phase of geomagnetic activity altering global consciousness, or even our own geological transformations, inadvertently unlocking ancient archives or mechanisms hidden deep within the Earth. The warming planet, for instance, might not just be revealing ancient land masses, but also long-dormant signals or structures as hinted at by the subtle anomalies emerging from beneath the ice in remote regions. Such triggers could manifest as unprecedented scientific discoveries, sudden global awakenings of consciousness that transcend cultural boundaries, or the emergence of previously hidden knowledge or technology designed to guide or warn humanity at a pivotal moment in its development. The universe, then, would not merely reveal its secrets haphazardly, but through a carefully orchestrated unveiling, a deliberate opening of the planetary vault at a predetermined, auspicious time.
This brings us to our own role as inhabitants within such a grand design. Are we then conscious creations, directly fashioned in their image or according to their specific intent? Our very minds imbued with a spark of their advanced intellect, a direct inheritance from our makers? Or are we merely experiments, living test subjects evolving within the controlled environment of their cosmic laboratory, our triumphs and failures meticulously observed and recorded, our free will an illusion within a larger programmed existence? The alternative suggests we are a natural evolution within a grander, preordained framework, our development guided by subtle nudges and environmental pressures, rather than direct, constant intervention, our growth fostered by the very conditions set for us. This profound reevaluation of our origins challenges the very core of our self-perception, dissolving the comfortable narrative of purely random emergence. Are we truly masters of our own destiny, charting our own course through a chaotic universe? Or are we players in a cosmic drama, our script subtly influenced by unseen playwrights, our destiny guided by a deeper, older hand? The answers redefine our autonomy, our significance, and our place within the universal tapestry. Discovering such a design, the undeniable proof of an intelligent hand behind our world, would trigger a staggering paradigm shift, a seismic event reverberating through every facet of human civilization. It would fundamentally alter science, demanding a complete reevaluation of evolutionary biology, cosmology, and quantum physics, forcing us to integrate the concept of intentionality into the very laws of nature, expanding the boundaries of what we deem possible. Religion would be shaken to its core, as traditional creation narratives might be challenged, or conversely, profoundly recontextualized and strengthened by new evidence, leading to an unprecedented theological renaissance or a crisis of faith that reshapes spiritual thought across the globe. Philosophy would grapple with new questions of existence, purpose, and free will, redefining humanity's relationship with its creators and the wider cosmos, forcing a re-examination of ethics and meaning. Our collective self-perception would undergo a drastic redefinition, as the notion of humanity as the sole apex of intelligence on Earth would shatter, replaced by the humbling realization that we might be part of a much grander, older, and more complex story, a chapter in an epic far beyond our imagining. This revelation would demand a complete reevaluation of human history and destiny,
urging us to look back with new eyes and forward with a profound, newfound humility. Yet, this unveiling would also carry immense ethical implications, a double-edged sword capable of ushering in an era of unprecedented enlightenment or unimaginable peril. The discovery would impose an immense responsibility upon humanity, demanding that we become stewards not just of our planet, but of a designed entity, a precious inheritance from an advanced intelligence, a sacred trust. It would create an imperative for stewardship, urging us to protect and cherish our world with a reverence born of profound understanding, recognizing its unique and crafted nature. However, history warns of another path, the perilous temptation of exploitation. The allure of discovering and harnessing technologies or knowledge left behind by these architects, insights into universal laws, advanced energy systems, or even the secrets of life itself, could spark a desperate and destructive race for power, a cosmic gold rush. Such a pursuit, unchecked by wisdom or cooperation, might risk another self-induced cataclysm, perhaps mirroring the very events that led to the concealment or departure of the original designers, dooming humanity to repeat cycles of destruction rather than ascend to a new era of understanding and collaboration. The ultimate question lingers. Why were these immense designs, these intricate mechanisms of a sophisticated intelligence left for us to discover? Was it a deliberate act of a prime directive? A self-imposed quarantine by an advanced species, allowing younger civilizations like ours to develop naturally? Their existence hinted at, but not overtly revealed. A cosmic experiment in unassisted growth.
In that scenario, Earth could be a meticulously maintained observation post, or even a containment facility, carefully guarding ancient power sources or bioengineered life forms from accidental human interference, waiting for us to mature to a point of responsible engagement. Or perhaps it was a desperate act of preservation by the alien civilization itself, foreseeing a planetary cataclysm or an internal conflict that threatened their very existence, choosing to embed their most precious blueprints within the enduring fabric of Earth. A time capsule meant for a distant future, a message meant for us to find, a final legacy in the face of their own decline. A message that our own planetary shifts are now inadvertently helping to deliver, echoing through the earth and sky. So, as you drift into the quiet embrace of sleep, let these possibilities settle gently in your mind. The Earth, our home, is a planet of profound mysteries, its surface and depths holding more secrets than our science has yet unveiled. The very ground beneath our feet, the air we breathe, the life that surrounds us, may be part of a living archive. Its slow, inexorable cycles slowly revealing the echoes of a past we can barely conceive. Whether it whispers of ancient ingenuity, extraterrestrial visitation, or a hidden civilization that long ago mastered the fundamental forces of the universe, the answers await. The true history of Earth may be far stranger, far older, and far more connected to the cosmos than we have ever dared to imagine. It challenges us to look beyond the obvious, to question the accepted narratives, and to remain open to the extraordinary, for in the deepest shadows of our planet, the most astonishing truths often lie concealed. Keep watching, keep wondering, and keep exploring. The Earth is speaking, and its voice is growing louder, inviting us to rewrite our story, not just about our past, but about our place in the grand, unfolding narrative of cosmic existence.